a moment. A lot of hard work went into this from the Russo and Donalo teams, and you're going to hear from all of them. I'm Ron Simoncini. I just wanted to recognize a couple of other officials in the audience here today that aren't from Orange. You'll hear from the mayor and Chris about the Orange folks who are here, but Councilman Glenn Vick from Irvington's here. Thank you very much for coming, Councilman. And once Russo made a great film with Michelle Delafort, the Union City mayor. Union mayor. Brian Stack is still the Union City mayor. None of us will ever forget that. But the Union mayor, Michelle Delafort, is here and is the planner for the project. So one of the most dynamic companies operating in the market today is Russo Development. I think we all recognize that. And it's been my great pleasure to work with Ed Russo for the last 5 years. He certainly has shown us all a lot about what can happen in New Jersey municipalities. And so without further ado, I'll introduce Ed Russo, President of Russo Development.
Thank you, Ron. And thank you to everybody for coming out. Very nice numbers on a warm day, to say the least. We were a little bit nervous yesterday, the day before we saw the weather forecast, but really appreciate so many people from the city, from our office, from Danilo, Donald's here, and with his two boys and 3 boys, Nick's I saw as well. We couldn't be more excited to be here with all of you, and really this day is the result of a lot of hard work and effort on behalf of the city of Orange, more than anyone. I mean, really, the vision for this project started many years ago when the city, working with Michelle Delafort's firm on the planning for its downtown, what it wanted to see in terms of the revitalization of Main Street, really laid the framework and the groundwork for projects like this to be able to be built. And since Donald and I first came to Orange almost 4 years ago now, we went under contract to purchase this site in late 2017, and we ended up acquiring it early part of 2019. The prior owner of the site, Lyco Red, was a long-term employer in Orange. They had a very nice pharmaceutical operation here, and they were a pleasure to work with. And really, once they vacated the property early last year, we were in a position to start demo and remediation, and now, thankfully, we're through that phase, and our project is designed and approved, and we're ready to come out of the ground. So we're very appreciative of the city's vision, and also specifically with us, we had a number of asks of the city as we were going through the entitlement process. Even though our plan was sort of consistent with the redevelopment goals and objectives for this site, it did require cooperation from the city on things like public parking, how to finance it, how to operate it. New Jersey Transit, who's here today with us, we've got several representatives from Transit who is our neighbor to the north. Without the Orange train station, I think we would all agree that this project wouldn't be getting built. And not only is Transit an important neighbor in terms of the service that they provide to this site and the city's downtown, but they were instrumental to us in allowing us to use a part of their property for access. We spent an extended period of time negotiating an access easement with them, which without that, our project as it's currently designed could not have been built. So I want to, before I introduce Donald and Mayor Warren, I just want to thank again the entire city for everything that it's done to help us get to this point, particularly Chris Hartwick, who worked with us on many different occasions, had many meetings, many phone conversations, many appearances between the governing body and planning boards, and Chris was really the quarterback of that process. And we've had the benefit of working in a lot of other communities, but the way we were treated in Orange was unique, and Chris deserves a lot of the credit for that. So I want to thank Chris, and certainly the mayor and the entire governing body. Really, what an outstanding community we're in, and I think we all recognize that Orange has so much to offer, not only because of the train station and because of the outstanding visibility and access to our highway, but in terms of the community, what Main Street has to offer. We think that this is going to be a hot spot in the future, and that's why we're here. And I know the mayor, shares that vision as well. Before I turn it over to the mayor, Donald, if you could just say a few quick words. We wouldn't be here without Donald Danello. I mean, he's been an outstanding partner of ours and really a family friend for, 3 decades now?
At least.
At least. So, Donald, say a few words.
I'm Donald Danello. I'm the owner and president of Danello Construction, and I'm actually building your high school down the other end of town. And I will echo what Ed said. This is a great town to work for. It's definitely on the uptick. Definitely, it has a lot to offer. And I want to tell the town, knowing the Russo organization and Eddie for just about my whole life, you could not be in better hands. You are in phenomenal hands with this organization. We're going to build a first-class project. But as far as an organization of a developer and contractor and an individual, you are in tremendous hands with this individual. And everything that he tells you he's going to do, he's going to do plus. He's going to do plus. So it's a pleasure, and I told you this morning in my text, it's a privilege to be associated with you again on another project, and we look forward to working with the town of Orange and everybody in the Russo Danello organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Donald. I'm going to say a few closing remarks later, but before we get to that, Mayor, if you'd like to give us an opening prayer and also say a few words.
Thank you, sir. I am not worthy to give word of prayer, but I will try. Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day, for this outing. Lord, bless these sacred grounds and have all of your people do your work and do it in your way so that it's pleasing to you and the people over whom you preside. All things we ask in your name. Amen. To this phenomenal development team, Ed Russo, thank you for the wisdom of investing in Orange. All the time that we had to talk about Orange, you always said it would be a hot spot and you'd be willing to put your money and your efforts where your mouth is. Looking behind us, looking to my right, you'll see that you came through that commitment. So thank you very much on behalf of the city of Orange Township. Government is nothing with one person. It can only be done with a group of people. Certainly in Orange, that is no difference. From any approvals that are necessary to getting things clear, to getting whatever votes are necessary, to hiring the personnel to make things happen. I want to acknowledge my colleagues on the City Council here present. Our Vice President is here, Tinsy Eason. Say hello to her, Tinsy. Thank you for coming. Our at-large Councilwoman, Adrienne Wooten, is here and ready. Thank you for all that you do. They're a team and they have vision, and that's why we are here today. A lot of the technical work came down to what happens in planning and development. And the leader of our planning department, Director LaQuana Best, thank you for all that you do. Silently, she puts all the pieces together. She winds up Chris and I and tells us to go in these directions and make things happen. So thank you for all that you do. Our team from the planning board is here. Giselle, thank you for coming out. Chris Mobley is part of her team as well. Chris, thank you for all of your coordination. We have our DPW person here. Our law department is here as well to keep our pencils sharp. And finally, our business administrator is here. We put a lot of hats on him, and he comes through each and every time. It's a good thing that he works in the confines of our organization, or else he'd be all over the place. But thanks to Ms. Best, he's kept in line. Chris, thank you for all the work. Projects like this are not easy. It requires a lot. It requires our expertise to come involved. And we did acknowledge Michelle Delsford already as her capacity as mayor, but she's part of the Nishiwayne group, part of our planning professionals, and we thank them for their professional guidance as well. It takes a lot of technical effort. It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of selling. but it also takes a lot to go out to the public to explain what kind of project this is and why it's beneficial to the city of Orange Township. And as I go door to door explaining our project and letting people know about it, everyone wants to know whether or not it's going to be luxury. Is it going to help us with the train station? Is it going to cause traffic? What is it going to do for parking? And ultimately, is it going to pay more than we're receiving in taxes? And we get yes on all of those fronts, particularly the parking, where we're not required to do one-for-one, but you've exceeded the parking and allowed the city to make a profit on the parking, as well as those kind of projects that put revenue back in our city. And they're smart projects, and we serve as a model for those that will go forward. So on behalf of the city of Orange Township, sir, thank you for all that you do. Thank you to all the professionals that came through. New Jersey Transit, thank you for being here today. Your ear's probably going to get pulled about a number of other projects while you're here, so get braced for it. But it takes a community, it takes a statewide community to make sure that projects like this go. And New Jersey Transit's been along in other community projects as well, so we thank them for all that they do. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to putting on a hat, breaking ground. This is the future of the city of Orange Township. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. And I wanted to, before I invite Bill, the CFO from New Jersey Transit, who's here to say a few words, I want to acknowledge Councilman from Irvington, who was nice enough to come. Councilman Vic, thank you very much. It's always nice to see participation from surrounding communities, and we know that Orange is has a lot of important neighbors, and we hope that this project will also benefit some of the neighboring communities, not just the city. And we appreciate you taking the time to be here. With New Jersey Transit, I just want to say briefly, Bill, that having Paul Gambara here, who was really like Chris Hartwick on the city's behalf, spent a lot of time with us day to day, working with our team, Chris Meeks, our council, and Paul and his counterparts, Martin Gill in particular, getting through our easement agreement and our other contractual agreements that were needed, not only for this project but for our Phase 2 project. Paul, I want to thank you personally for the time that you and Greg Diaz, Sean Massey, who also was here and got involved to assist. Really, the transit team has treated us very well here, and I just want to thank you for that.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Ed, for that kind introduction and for the credit to my team and Paul Gambara and Sean Massey in particular. Let me also thank the Mayor Warren, for his kind words, and the credit to New Jersey Transit and for our participation in the project, and also to Donald and everyone here for inviting New Jersey Transit to be part of this groundbreaking for Essex and Crane. We're proud to be here today next to our Orange Station, celebrating this fantastic example of both a public-private partnership and the transit-oriented development. We know New Jersey Transit impacts every community we touch by spurring economic growth, attracting high-end developers, and improving the overall quality of life of residents in the area. This property perfectly represents why New Jersey Transit has been pushing so hard and so aggressively on multiple TOD projects. Overall, I'm proud to note that New Jersey Transit is actively involved in the development of more than 2,000 residential units across our state through more than half a dozen active TOD projects in various stages. And we also know that TOD done right can be transformative to the communities for so many reasons. Healthier, more walkable, more environmentally friendly lifestyle, increased property values, improved safety, better access to employment centers, and less traffic with fewer greenhouse gases emissions, to name just a few. Housing and public transportation are an unbeatable combination, and Essex and Crane is a prime example for future communities to look at in designing their transit-oriented development projects. Once again, thank you for inviting New Jersey Transit to be part of this groundbreaking. It's been my honor to be here today with you. I look forward to the next one, and I know there are at least a couple people who have my business card now and know how to find me. I will do whatever I can to help on future requests as well. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Just quickly, I wanted to thank all the members of the Russo team that are here, and also that worked on this project in one capacity or another that aren't here today. Starting with Chris Binks, our general counsel, was really involved in every aspect of us negotiating to acquire this site. Chris has got more than a few projects on his desk, and really spent a lot of time and put a personal interest in this one. Complicated because of all the different parties involved between the prior owner of the site who became our tenant, the city, transit. Chris had a lot to juggle, our joint venture with the Dinello, so thank you, Chris, to you and your team for helping us get to this point. I want to thank our design team as well. Courtney Lopez, where are you, Courtney? Is here. Courtney, working with Diogo Santos, who leads design for us, really deserve an enormous amount of credit for the layout of the building, working with Dean Marchetto, who's a very talented architectural firm, and did a lot of the exterior design for the project. Our team, working with Mike Boldo, who's principal of Dean's office, really deserve a lot of credit for designing a very modern, chic-looking building, which I think will be a head-turner, especially when you're coming by on the rail and it'll be visible from 280. Courtney, Diogo, appreciate everything that you did on this design. Our marketing team, which is led by Courtney Mulligan, who helped with all of the branding for the project, all the planning for today's event, with Elena Tucci, Rebecca Rabbit, really under tough circumstances put together a nice event for us today, and really came out with a creative brand and project name and marketing strategy. So I want to thank Courtney and her entire team. And now that we're getting into the fun part of the project, which is the actual construction, Donald and his team will be building the project. I know Nick Dinello has been so involved, working side by side with our team, getting to this point and working on the buyout and scheduling, and we're very excited and appreciative of the Dinellos building the project for us. And Dominic Tucci, who runs our construction department, will also be, as he always is, around to assist. We have a great construction team, and the success of this project is going to come down to how well and how quickly we get this job built. And the Dinellos, I know, are going to do an outstanding job. So, Nick, I want to thank you and Jose in particular for everything you've done. And to the principals of our company, Mike Pembroke, who's here, Adam Pasternak, who runs our property management business, and developed our pricing goals, which I hope we hit for what we can rent the building for in the retail spaces. Excited that you're here, and I got my sidekick with me today. My son Matthew's here, and happy that he's the next generation is slowly getting involved in the business. He'll be the third generation of our family in the development business, so excited for that too. All right, again, thank you everybody. Enjoy your day, and be sure to grab a little something on the way out. Thank you.